All right, ladies and gentlemen, there has been a big change regarding quarantine policies and procedures in the Philippines. The IATF has made a change recently and amended one of their resolutions regarding the quarantine protocols.
Stay tuned.
This is Life in the Philippines. Breaking news alert.
Hello and welcome to Life in the Philippines. I'm BobbieD. In today's video, we'll talk about big change to Philippines travel. Quarantine now required. Watch this video to the end for a better understanding. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there has been a big change regarding quarantine policies and procedures in the Philippines. The IATF has made a change recently and amended one of their resolutions regarding the quarantine protocols. They have not come up with an official guideline on it yet, but we have a first report of it from an article in the Bohol Chronicle where Undersecretary Bong Benzon was interviewed and advised in the article of the new policy and procedure regarding quarantine. Now, it could get pretty confusing. They just said it was no quarantine for returning Filipinos, and now they're saying it is quarantine just a few days later. So I'm going to go through this article with you, and we'll await on the guideline from the IATF or the Bureau of Tourism or the Bureau of Immigration for further clarity and guidelines. But let me go over these procedures with you. I have a link to this article in the description of this video. Here we go. So it says, this is dated March 3rd, guys. It says at least 6 days quarantine is required upon arrival in the Philippines as protocol amended, says DOT Undersecretary. Okay? Alright, here we go. Here it goes, guys. This is any person entering the Philippines, including tourists and returning Filipinos, will be required to undergo at least 6 days of quarantine at an accredited hotel upon arrival in the country as the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases amended, you hear that? Keyword, amended the quarantine protocol, said Department of Tourism Undersecretary Bong Benzon. Okay? Benzon, in an interview over station dyRD on Tuesday, said the arriving passenger will be subjected to the RT-PCR testing on the 6th day and will be allowed to go out of quarantine if the test yields a negative result. So guys, this is a big change because just a few days ago it came out with a resolution that no Filipinos needed to be tested and there was no quarantine. Now they're changing it. They're saying that you will need to be tested and you will have a quarantine. You will be quarantined and need to be tested on the 6th day. Okay. However, the good part about it is that if your testing comes back negative on that 6th day, then you will be allowed to leave. Okay. According to the article and Undersecretary Bong Benzon. Okay. Let's go a little bit further. It said the official explained that PCR tests will also usually made available less than a day after swab samples are taken. And results come out very quickly. Based on the reports that we received, the results can come out in less than 24 hours, Benzon said. Okay. Furthermore, the new quarantine protocol was opposed to the IATF Resolution 98, which was issued last month. Both the hotel accommodations, COVID-19 testing will be paid for by the arriving individual. So you still need to pay for your hotel accommodations and your testing, okay? So in other words, they're reversing their decision for now having COVID quarantine or testing. They're reversing their decision, okay? It's an amendment and they have the right to do so. All right, Benzon said accommodations for quarantine at a hotel need to be pre-booked prior to arrival. The tourism official also clarified that quarantine requirement applies to all, including those who have already been vaccinated against COVID-19. Okay, so if you've already been vaccinated, you still got to quarantine. It applies to all, which means foreign nationals as well as Filipinos returning. Okay, the new quarantine period is longer than the previous set duration, which could last for less than 6 days. Previously, those entering the country will be subjected to PCR testing upon arrival and will be required to stay at a hotel while waiting for the test results, which usually took only 5 days to be released. Okay, so basically, it's taking 6 days now versus 5 days. So it's just 24 hours longer. Okay?
one might win, be a king or a queen. Life in the Philippines.